Gentlemen, I thought I would send you a very quick message because we've come to the end of an academic year, and what an academic year it has been. From the Fulham Boys School point of view, we've finally moved to our permanent site. I think that's the big event of the year, isn't it? We are finally home, and I'm sure you're all agree with me that it is quite an amazing building. And we've said goodbye to some of our first ever Fulham boys. They're going off to university in September, so we wish them all the best. And like I said to them when they left, we owe them a great debt, okay? All of the while, we've been going through this global pandemic, and it's been a bit like the hokey cokey, isn't it? We've been in and out, and our boys have been watched by 8 million people eating Korean food, incredible, and the football still isn't home. What a year. And I just wanted to say to you, though, that I've been really impressed by the way all of you have handled yourselves during this incredible year. And, when we came back after the second lockdown, 99% of you came back on that first day, which just goes to show how much you missed school and like being here. And there's one part of me that feels very sorry for you all, because your education has been disrupted, and year 11 and year 13 didn't get a chance to do their GCSEs and their A-levels. So there's lots that I could sit here and think, I feel so sorry for them. But I'm increasingly thinking that your generation will come out of this so much better. And there's things that you've learned this year by having to be in school, then out of school, then doing things on your own and remotely, and the fact you've missed out on things and having to cope with all that. I think that they are lessons which are invaluable and which will make you a generation one of the best generations ever. And you've learned things that through experience that you would never ever learn from a textbook or a test tube. And I think future generations will look back at you and look back at this time and think, wow, how do they cope with all that? And wow, they must have been really kind of gutsy, resilient, enterprising young people. And that brings me to the football, I guess, as well. And I said about football not coming home, but even as a Welshman, I had huge respect for that English football team over the last 4 weeks. And the people I think I respect the most were those 5 men who stepped up and took those penalties, because that takes guts. And the fact that 3 of them missed, the main thing is not that they missed, but that they were actually there. And I read a really good quote by Theodore Roosevelt, which I want to leave with you as we go to the summer holidays. It says, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring to do great deeds, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." In other words, it's much better to be in the arena and fail than to stand at the sidelines commenting and criticising. And you boys this year have been in the arena. And when people look back in years to come, they'll think, wow, those boys were in the arena. And you might have failed, you might have succeeded, but the important thing is you've been there. And I imagine that those 3 footballers who missed those penalties last weekend, they will learn way more from that than they ever would have done from scoring those penalties, because those sort of things really make the man. So I'm sorry about the football. I am. I'm sorry in many ways it's been another disrupted year, but I think we need to take more positives out of that than negatives. And what I will say to you is, when you come back in September, we are absolutely determined that it will be business as normal. No more bubbles, okay? No more sending people home just because they've been in contact with somebody who might not be well. Those days we hope are gone. and so we can get Fulham Boys School once again back to what it used to be. And we've got a big event on the 9th of September, which I hope you're all going to come to, and book your tickets over the summer holidays. And I look forward to seeing you and your parents at that event. I look forward to seeing you all boys back in September. Have a really good summer. Spend time with your family and your friends and doing nice things, and take care, and well done. Diolch yn fawr.